All right. And we are live. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Luke. Welcome to the video. It's a late one right now. It's, I don't even know, like 11:18 p.m. on the East Coast. Today was my dad's birthday. Special shout out to you, Dad. Happy birthday. I had a good time with him this evening. My mother, girlfriend, celebrating, have dinner, some ice cream. It was great. But we'll jump into this. So, again, my name's Luke. The channel's Mr. Shredder. This is a fun video I like to try to do as often as I can, daily if possible, but essentially a market update for the day. And I would like to just go over the top 5 biggest gainers for the day. Before we go much further, I do have to say I am not a professional trader. I am not a licensed financial expert. This video is simply for entertainment purposes only, so please take my opinions with a grain of salt. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I'm just expressing my opinion on different stocks. If you find anything in this video to be helpful to you in any way or entertaining at all, definitely hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. Also, if you are returning or seeing a video for the second, third, fourth, fifth time, although this is only my second video, hit the subscribe button. That would be tremendous as well. Help my dream come true to become a full-time YouTuber. So without further ado, we'll jump into it. The rules are this. So I have about 10 minutes is what I give myself to review the top 5 biggest gainers for the day. And then I jump on, I do this live stream. So I did my research before I left for dinner. I just got back. Now I'll do a video anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes where I just go over the 5 biggest movers of the day. I give you my opinion on them. And then I'll also kind of recap how the biggest 5 gainers from yesterday did today as well. So the point of this for me is to see if I can pick up on any trends in the market. And that way, moving forward, if I notice, say, hey, the top 5 movers consistently go down the following day, that would be a good indicator for me that I could probably start to short those. That's kind of the biggest pattern that I'm looking for. Then I think there are going to be some stocks in here, that individual stocks that we can pick out that are probably good long-term investments as well. So we'll jump into it here. I have an Excel spreadsheet. Just to recap yesterday's 5 biggest movers. Yesterday being Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. I'll put the date in the title of the video, so I have to stop saying the date every time. But today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2020. So from yesterday, the 5 biggest movers were Kodak, Cypress Solutions, Golden Bull, Springbank Pharma, and Spar Group. So many of you may have already seen or noted that Kodak has done extremely well the last 2 days. So yesterday, they were up 203% during trading hours. And today, they were up an additional 317%, which is insane. They traded 272 million shares today, which was 125 million more shares than any of the other stocks on the market today. So incredible volume. They started the day. Technically, they ended yesterday at $7.95 a share. They ended today at $33.20 a share. At one point throughout the day, on my Thinkorswim app, on one of my candlesticks, they hit $60 a share as their high today. So they closed at almost half, or roughly half of whatever their high was today. So if you got in at the end of the day yesterday and you got out at its peak today, you were like almost 9x on your money in one day, which is absolutely insane. So if you are not familiar with Kodak, the reason they were up is that yesterday they announced some big news that they received $750 million loan from the U.S. government to start producing pharmaceuticals. It's a big push by the Trump administration to keep some of the drug production, or really get some of the drug production in the United States going, versus us always buying it from China or from Canada. So, Kodak was lucky enough to win that deal. I am not sure how they did. They make cameras and film, and they've, I guess, decided to expand into other areas, but good for them. Basically still up today. They're, rolling on the news from yesterday. Who knows how high it can go, how high it will go. I would be willing to bet that at some point, once it tops out, until they really actually produce some sort of drug, their stock price has to come back to reality. They're not selling any of these drugs yet. They're just getting a loan to start figuring out how to research and make the drugs. So my prediction is that at some point here, once it settles down, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, people realize that they're not doing anything great in the near future, their price is going to come back down. I think it's going to be a good short opportunity. To roll through the other 4 from yesterday rather quickly, I just think it's interesting to see how these all do the second day, so the day after they did really well. So Cypress Solutions yesterday was up 123%. Today they were down 4.91% from their close yesterday. Technically, where they opened at today, they went up. But from where they closed yesterday, they went down. And how that happens is during aftermarket trading, their stock price fell down dramatically. So it actually it opened today substantially lower than it closed yesterday. And then today it went up a little bit, but never got back to where it closed at yesterday. So if that makes sense, they were down basically almost 5% from their close yesterday. So again, their big news was that they won a couple of major business type projects. The third biggest mover from yesterday was called Golden Bull. It's an online financial lender, and today they were up 10.6%. So a great day for them. So back-to-back good days. Yesterday up 47%, today up 10.6%. The fourth biggest mover from yesterday was Springbank Pharma, a clinical stage biopharma company. Yesterday they were up 42%. Today they were down 19%. And I did not really see any major news yesterday that would trigger them to go up so much. The fifth mover from yesterday was called Spar Group. They're a merchandising company. They do a lot of like store shelving and store setup for big box stores, I believe. They were up 40% yesterday. They were down 17% today. So if you eliminate Kodak from the mix, which obviously did tremendously well today, and you were to short the other 4 biggest gainers from yesterday, I believe you would have actually made money again for the second day in a row. So yes, the biggest movers from Monday, had you shorted them on Tuesday, you'd have made about 14%. If you had shorted the biggest gainers on Tuesday during trading on Wednesday, I do believe that at least with everything except for Kodak, you would have come out making money by shorting them. So now we move to today. Again, today being Wednesday, July 29th, the 5 biggest movers of the day were Kodak again. So number 1, 2 days in a row, Kodak has gone from an opening share price of $2.26 on Tuesday morning, I believe, or close on Monday night, to a close today, Wednesday, of $33.20 with a high of 60 at one point. So to go from less than 3 to 60 at one point is a 20x on your money in 48 hours. That's just insane. The second biggest mover of today was Candy Technologies Group. They are a maker of electric vehicles. They are a Chinese-based company, and the reason they were up so much today was that they are releasing 2 vehicles in the U.S. So with the announcement of that news that 2 of their models are coming to the U.S., their stocks soared today. So they were up 140.83%. They opened the day at $3.87 and finished the day at $9.32 a share. So absolutely incredible day. They're actually up 21% in aftermarket trading when I researched this data, which is only like an hour after the market closed. So they were continuing to go up on good news that they're coming to the U.S. So I don't know. I think that maybe that Candy could be the next hot EV company, at least for now. So watch them this week. Next week, people may forget about them. We'll see what happens. But it sounds exciting. I think their differentiator is that they're a little bit more affordable than some of the other options. They also do, it look like a lot of like off-road type vehicles, non-traditional, like ATVs, things like that, I guess. So, keep an eye on them. They are not a company that makes money at this point, but if they get into the US and some of their products catch on, we could see that change quickly. And I think that any company that is based in China has such a large market to go after, 1.5 billion people that can buy their product just in their own country. Long term, I think it's one to keep an eye on. The third biggest mover from today is Tupperware Brands. So many of you may know Tupperware. They make like storage containers, whether it's like for food in your kitchen or big storage containers for maybe organizing your basement or your shed or something like that. So these are like plastic type containers. They have been struggling a lot lately with, I believe, a bankruptcy they went through back in 2014, something like that. Just some restructuring. I think it was Chapter 11. But they're starting to get things kind of back on track now. I believe they have a new CEO somewhat recently. They're restructuring some things internally, which led to basically them beating their sales reports estimates. They were expecting losses, and they reported, I believe, a positive $1.30 earnings per share. So with that good news, they jumped 67% today. So started the day at $9.64 a share and ended the day at $16.15 per share. At the time of researching this data, they were pretty flat after market, which again was only an hour after the market closed. They had been a company that had a negative earnings per share until the release today that they were in the positive. So good news for them. What's crazy about Tupperware is, as many companies did, they dipped in March. So if you look, their low in March was as low as $1.25. So, I mean, you could have got in for $1.25 in March if you had held till today, which closed at over $16 a share. You'd have made, 9, 10x on your money, 9x, 10x, 12x on your money. Pretty good return. Their high in the last 5 years was $72 a share back in 2017, like beginning of summer 2017. They're at 16 now. If they're to get anywhere close to where they used to be at 72 a share, there could be a lot of meat on the bone with Tupperware to really blow up way past 16. So $20, $30, $40 a share. Keep an eye on it. That's what I would do right now. I haven't seen enough other than one good earnings report to make me love Tupperware, but I will say there's a lot of room to get back to where they used to trade at. The fourth biggest mover today was called On Deck Capital. They're a fintech company. They do a lot of online lending to small businesses. They were up 64%. They started the day at less than $1 per share. They closed the day at $1.37. The reason for their move was that they are being acquired by a company called Anova for $1.38 per share. And they also did report that they beat their earnings. So with Anova buying them out at $1.38 per share and absorbing them, the price should now stay at roughly $1.38 per share until that acquisition is over. But Anova is a publicly traded company. So in my opinion, Anova, who has a positive earnings per share and is rated as undervalued by Yahoo Finance, could be a good possible buy. Their 5-year high was $37 a share, and that was 2 years ago. So I think that there is a good chance that they could, with this new acquisition of a company that seems to be trending in the right direction, they could be a company to keep an eye out. So it's called Anova, E-N-O-V-A. So maybe check that out. The fifth and final big mover of today was called Sonoma Pharma. So their big product line that they make are a lot of disinfectants. They were up 51% today. The reason they were up so much is that they announced news that they passed testing with Boeing specifically, so that their cleaning disinfecting products is now certified or basically approved by Boeing to be used on their aircraft and kind of marked as safe. So it works and it's safe. So if you get that stamp of approval from Boeing to be used on their aircraft, for Sonoma, it basically opens up a huge channel of business. They can now go after selling their product to all these airlines that own Boeing aircrafts. So for them, huge news. You could maybe double, triple, quadruple your total sales revenue now that you can sell to all these different airlines. As soon as things open back up and airports come back, they're going to have to be disinfecting these planes like crazy to keep people safe and to keep people interested in flying. So could be a good long-term thing for Sonoma, in my opinion. They opened the day at about $6.50. They closed the day at a little under $10 per share. They are a company that does not earn money, so they're negative earnings per share company. With that said, they were as high as $71 per share in 2017, so a little over 3 years ago, closing the day around $10 today and having room to grow back up to $70 per share. That's 7x on your money. I also think, Sonoma could be one to keep an eye on from a long-term standpoint, especially as airports open back up and airlines begin buying their product. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. For me, this is fun to review these. If you found this video in any way useful at all, it's a huge help to me to get a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.